Hey folks, Mike McAllister here with another Build with Ollie tutorial video. In this tutorial series, I'm showing you how to build blazing fast, beautiful websites with a WordPress site editor and the Ollie block theme. So in the last video, I ran through how to design a page section with just the Ollie block theme and the native WordPress blocks. And we're going to do another one of those today. I'm going to run through and just design a section, show you how I do it, show you all the blocks and the settings needed to do it. In this video, I'm using the Ollie block theme. As I mentioned, you can grab that at olliewp.com. Right now, you can just grab it on GitHub. Eventually, you'll be able to grab it on the WordPress repo, but just head over to olliewp.com, grab it, install it like you do any WordPress theme, and you can get going from there. So let us hop into the WordPress editor here, and I'm going to pick my pattern that I want to show you how to build. So today I want to rebuild this hero block. So you can see here we have a nice hero section that would be towards the top of your page. It's got some text, call to action, and a cool image here. And you can see there's also a really cool effect on the background, and we're going to do that as well. So let's get in there and build this thing. Okay, you can see here I'm in a blank page, and the first thing I'm going to do before we get started is open up the list view, which is essentially a tree view of the elements that we're adding to the page, which will make it a lot easier to click on these things, group them, move them around, etc. Okay, let's build out our section here. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit the /, which brings up the inserter, and I'm going to click the cover block. The cover block is basically like a container block, but it adds a few additional settings like video background, image background, etc. So let's go ahead and add a background image. I'm going to use this rocket, and let's make this full width. And if you check out the pattern that I added as an example that we're going to build, you can see the background has a nice blurred background to it. It adds a nice texture. We can do that really easily with the Ollie theme because I've included a few block styles. So it makes it easy to just click, and you can see we've blurred out that background, so you can blur less, you can blur it a little more, and you can also change the opacity of that effect. So we can hide it a little bit in the background. So I'm going to change that to 70. Okay, let's start adding the content to the center here. Now I'm going to add a group block, group block, and that's going to help us contain the content and do some interesting things with it in the center of the cover block. Let's start with the paragraph block, and let's grab some of this content here. Okay. And let's start styling that. I'm going to center align all of that stuff and change this text color to a gray. And I think the appearance was medium. We're going to convert this to a heading. And because this was a hero on a homepage, I'm going to go ahead and make it an H1. And we're going to change the size to 3XL. We're going to make it really nice and big and prominent. We're going to make this text gray as well. And we're looking good there. Now let's add some buttons below. Buttons. Download Ollie was the first button, and I think the second one said Ollie features. And let's go ahead and change the color of that button. As you can see here, we got kind of a grayed out opacity going on here. So that's really easy to do. We can just change the background, and we'll go and click this for a custom background. We'll make it white, and then we'll change this opacity slider to bring this down to something like that. Just gives it a nice secondary button feel. Now let's center align these. So I'm going to click the alignment and justify item center. And I can tell right away there's too much space between these buttons. So let's go ahead and we'll come over here and change the block spacing and just make that small. All right, so if we click back and forth, you can see we're pretty close on our content here, so looking good. But now let's go ahead and add that image in. And I'm going to hit a shortcut, Command Option Y, and that helps me, lets me insert something after the previously selected element. So now I can add our image in and click the media library, and let's go ahead and add that rocket again. And as we can see here, we got a nice wide image. So let's go ahead and do that. wide width. And you can also see we have a really interesting kind of blue effect going on here, blue purple effect. And that's done with the duotone filters. So you can see here, if I click the image and come over here, there's a colorful triangle here. And if I click these different settings, you can see it changes the color filter on the image, which is a really cool way to easily just give your images a little pop. We're going to use this purple one here. And so we're looking pretty good here. Now we just got to fine tune. So we need some space between the text blocks here and this image. And so to do that, what I'm going to do is come up here and select all of these text elements just like this. And I'm going to right click and go group. And so now we've grouped these elements. Now, as you can see here on this parent group, there's just 2 elements here. So what I can do is have the group selected, go over to the settings, and I can change the block spacing. Now you can see here that changing the block spacing adds space between these 2 elements. And that looks to be the right spacing. So that's looking good. And next we'll go ahead and fix this. You can see here on the sample, we don't have any padding at the bottom. The image butts right up against the bottom. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll go ahead and click the cover block because that's where the padding is at for that one. And we'll click over to the settings and we'll unlink it and we'll just click 0 on the padding there. All right, so looking pretty good there. And it looks like maybe our opacity is a little too dark, so we'll bring that up to 60. Looking good. And now we just need some more padding at the top. So again, I'll click the cover block and I'll take the top padding and we'll just bring that up to something like that. And that's it, I think. Right? We're looking pretty good. Maybe the background opacity is still a little off, but that is it. We have our nice hero header. Now we would save that. We can, you could add this to your homepage or whatever. You would turn it into a pattern if you want. But that's it. So this was just using the core blocks and a few extra settings provided by the Ollie theme. And if we were to check this out in the preview, you can see here that it's fully responsive. It's folded down to exactly how you'd hoped it would. And if we check out the mobile, again, it's nice and center aligned and everything looks great on mobile. So, and that's because the Ollie theme has a responsive design system built right in, and a great deal of the responsive typography and spacing is built in. So everything just kind of folds down exactly how you would hoped it would. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to keep doing these because I think there's a lot of value in watching how all of these core blocks come together and the settings and how they work together to build beautiful layouts that we're used to seeing. So yeah, follow along on olliewp.com. I'm going to keep doing these videos, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be awesome. I think that's going to be an interesting place to educate on the future of WordPress. Okay, I'm Mike McAllister. Thanks again for hanging out for a bit, and we'll see you next time.